Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well. From wherever you're watching this channel, police stations are normally manned by OCSs. Like for instance, this case of Central Police Station, OCS Talam was the one who manned that police station. And that's why when these issues about detainees or remandees surfaced, he was the first person to be blamed. Now, talking about being blamed, I want to shift your focus to the former OCS Samir Yunus and his co-accused Amos Odhiambo. Now, the duo had been facing charges of aiding a prisoner to escape from a lawful custody, and that is contrary to Section 124 of the Penal Code. Now, reason why I'm bringing this is that a Nairobi court was forced to acquit the former OCS who had been charged with helping a suspect to escape from lawful custody. Now, this is akin to what took place during the Albert Ojwang murder case. You remember, Albert Ojwang, we are told based on a story, is that he was beaten by fellow inmates. Would I say inmates? Because these were people in cell who had been paid and given changa, I don't know, changa or beer, so that they could be intoxicated and beat up Albert Ojwang, but they overdid it. That's the reason why Albert Ojwang had to die. So OCSs have a lot of powers when it comes to police stations. They are the ones that man police stations. So this is a case whereby the prosecutor could not furnish the courts with enough evidence to pin the former OCS, and that is why the OCS had to be released, ladies and gentlemen. So I want us to look at this issue of former OCS Samir Yunus, because there are other cases on him. So, like there's a case of, rape or attempted rape. I'm going to take you through that detail also. But first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, support this channel by liking this video to enable you to share it to many other people. Subscribe to our channel if you had not subscribed before, and to our existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. So the OCS was previously charged in 2022 with a case about raping a policewoman at a station, but he was freed again by a Nairobi court for lack of evidence. So it's not clear whether the policewoman alimsingizia tu, because also there's that probability kwamba labda alisingiziwa. You see these days, and I'm not saying that alisingiziwa, but I'm just saying that sometimes a woman can take advantage of the situation na kuwekelea kesi kama hii kwamba umemrape, but you see, you must provide evidence kwamba amekurape kweli, na the court must be convinced, because the court is also aware that these things happen. Sometimes mtu anasingiziwa, but we don't know whether OCS back then, OCS Samir Yunus back then alikuwa amesingiziwa ama hii ni story ya kweli. But in a judgment that was delivered on April 30th by Milimani Principal Magistrate Robinson back then, Robinson Ondieki, Yunus was again also acquitted over those accusations of abusing his office by harassing junior women. So that case PL dropped. So now this time around, him and the co-accused Amos Odhiambo were accused of assisting Hussein Mumin Hassan to evade detention on April 12th, 2022 at Pangani Police Station. So that is another accusation, na based on the story, ladies and gentlemen, ni kama ameponea tena. So ni mtu ambaye ana bahati. Tunasema kwamba ni mtu ana bahati, ama tuseme kwamba ni mtu ambaye tusemeaje, lakini mimi naona kwamba huyu ni mtu ambaye ana bahati, kwa sababu in that judgment ya Senior Principal Magistrate Mugo from my information that I gathered, is that Mugo ruled that the prosecution had failed to establish a case against the accused. That's why he was forced to, but that's why Mugo was forced to acquit the two under Section 210, if I'm not wrong, of the Criminal Procedure Code. And in his ruling, this is what he said: the prosecution's evidence was riddled with loopholes, and the investigating officer failed to close the gaps. So the court was subsequently persuaded by the lawyer, that is Kimani Wachira, is the one who's representing the accused, the OCS and Odhiambo, the co-accused. So in other words, prosecution ilishindwa kujitetea. Wajua kuna one thing kushtaki, lakini mpaka uende ukatetee kotini kwamba kweli huyu nimemshtaki na ile kosa ni kweli ni hivi na hivi na hivi. Kama hakuna kosa, basi jaji anamwachilia. So jaji amekuforce kuachilia OCS because hawa hawaja prove kwamba halikosea kweli. So just like I was telling you, this is just a case of this is akin to what took place pale Nairobi Central Police, ile kesi ya OCS Talam. Unakumbuka wale wafungwa ambao waliachiliwa kwa sababu baada ya kumpiga Albert Ojwang paka kufa. Hiyo story ambayo bado inachunguzwa. So pale pia OCS ako na kosa kwa kuachilia watu na wakarudi tena kufanya ile tukio, alafu akaachiliwa akaenda. Makosa hapo iko. So ladies and gentlemen, just go below in the comment section and tell us what you think about this issue of OCS's releasing suspects. A suspect has been released from the police custody. But these are things which we've seen cases kama hizo nyingi sana zinaongelewa. Most of the time huwa zinapelekwa kotini, alafu kama kuna evidence inaachiliwa, kama kuna evidence yule OCS anafungwa. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.